So how did you almost start your first business? Just obviously that's what we kind of normally kind of talk about.
So as with most of the things that happen in my life, it's all as a result of a failed attempt at something else. Generally, I wanted to set up a paddleboard charity. So I'd learned how to paddleboard in on the
Mhm.
Nile in Africa when I was over there. And when I came back to the UK, I was like, I had no idea what I was going to do as a job. But I met this man. He's actually probably a boy, but he's meant to be a man. And he wanted to row, he wanted to paddle the Atlantic. And I said, well, we need to set up a charity.
Mhm.
Let's do something that's based around environment, education, community, paddleboarding, and adventures. So I set up a charity, which was pretty eye opening, kind of difficult experience in itself. And then when it came to actually doing the charity, like the actual day-to-day running of it, we had no money. So it was a bit difficult. And I was like, the only way I'm going to get to do these things I want to do is by setting up a business where there's basically no red tape and there's no fundraising. You can just charge people straight away. But I guess the business was out of the fact that the charity couldn't run, but I just did all the things I wanted to do in the charity in the business, like the litter picking, and I would sort of give my boards for charity events, and I took a couple of autistic kids out on the boards and worked with them, and just general. I did quite a lot of by not on purpose, but quite a lot of life coaching and stuff. Like people always come to me and go, "Oh my god, it's so amazing what you do," and da 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 da. Like, and I would just give my experience of how I've ended up where I've ended up and why I do it, and it'd be quite interesting what people tell you when they're on a paddleboard.
So, like, what year was this?
So that was in 2000 and so I finished in 16, so it'd been 15, 14.
Okay.
2014,
Because it's
2015.
like I've got friends that surf and stuff, but it's almost paddleboarding has almost had a resurgence where it's pretty cool now, and a lot of people, I'm not gonna say normal people do it. So I'm in the northeast, and there's a place called Tynemouth, and basically you see people paddleboarding every weekend, and now it's an easy, more accessible version of some kind of water sports and stuff.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So it's almost you were ahead of the curve in terms of what you do, and I think the other thing that almost a lot of marketing people now, they teach talking about your values and what's important to you and stuff, and I guess you were doing that inherently, almost, was it consciously, obviously about the litter picking and helping different charities, and it's almost that will have rarely come across that people would have wanted to work with you and do stuff with you, almost
exactly,
even if it wasn't planned. Does that make sense? Because nothing worse than when people, I'm not going to say they fake stuff, but they do it for the wrong reasons, where if someone is just inherently passionate about a topic.
Exactly. That is I was going to say that earlier to you, actually, that when you're passionate and you're honest about what you're doing and you're true, that people actually want to be part of your story. They inherently want to be part of that. So I had a friend who, she was a trustee for the charity and obviously got to know me and like me. So then when I set up the business, she's like, "Oh, I'll help you with your logo, or I'll help you with your website," and I'd be like, "Okay, I'll pay you, but it's mates rates, or I'll teach you how to paddleboard," or even sometimes she just likes to come down and be part of the buzz that was in Hackney. So on the weekends we did it down in Hackney. So she would just like to come down and sort of hang out where we were in Hackney and just be part of that. And so, you meet people, want to be part of what you're doing when they know that you're doing something good and right. And I just enjoy it. Like, litter picking is just very addictive. It was also a little bit like I felt embarrassed that I was taking people paddleboarding and the canal was absolutely rank. And I was actually, it was how it happened. It was so disgusting. I was like subtly trying to pick up things out of the canal as I was a little bit ahead of them so that they wouldn't see how dirty it was. And rather than people going, and reviewing how horrible the canal was, people would start going, "Oh, I want to come and help you. I want to be part of this. I want to do it." So I was like, "Oh, well, I'll have an actual session, which is called Trash for Treats." And people would pay a little bit less than a normal lesson, but they get a treat at the end of it. The canal gets clean. I get paid to have a team of people cleaning the canal, and everybody's kind of a winner. So like the marketing for that was, I was kind of marketing my own business through the cool things that we were doing, rather than, trying to create a false story which people don't really buy into. So,
but that is the dream, that so many people, they want to follow their passion. It doesn't matter what their passion is. And it's almost where I think the mistake where a lot of people go wrong is that they try and build a business to make money first, and then almost find the time to go paddleboarding, as we're actually, so when I set this up, I almost got rid of a lot of my costs and overheads, because actually it's not that it wasn't making me happy, but actually I know what makes me content, and just doing cool stuff and going camping and doing stuff. But I think you sound like someone that almost, you're not afraid to, what's important to you, and almost build your life around it and tackle stuff that almost a lot of people would scare them off kind of thing?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of confidence, and I don't think I just didn't just fall into it. It's taken time to sort of, I guess the near death experience helped, because I was like, screw this, don't really care, because I'm not even meant to be here. So I kind of like just went for it, because there was no way I was going to be teaching for the rest of my life.